Hello. Today is April 4th, my 14th wedding anniversary. It's about nearly 10:30 at night, and my husband hasn't spoken to me all day. All day. He's come home, hasn't said hello to me, hasn't said a word to me. He's ignored me. On our 14th wedding anniversary. And he's doing it because he came into some money. I didn't ask for any of it, except to not have to spend what little I have. And because I asked about it, this man has ignored me all day. All day.
I'm sorry, but I would have believed her if it wasn't from a script from a Tyler Perry movie.
Oh my God!
If it wasn't one of these common storytelling, a man is going to get into money and start treating you extremely poorly, I would believe her. But let us give her a little bit of our attention and say, okay, ma'am, yes, your story is correct. Your story is true. Somebody who will take their problems to social media is a huge red flag.
Red flag, when nothing know red flag when you no see it.
I do not blame her husband for not wanting her. After 14 years, you gonna come to TikTok of all places? Because I understand Facebook. Lord, let us say I could understand Instagram, but TikTok of all places, you are going to bring your marital problems instead of going to sit on your therapist couch, instead of going to confide in somebody you trust, somebody you know personally, you won't come to TikTok. That is why your man don't want you. But you gonna come and now tell a story about, oh, it's because he come into a little bit of money. Tyler Perry wrote that movie about 50 times already. Find another script. Y'all be telling the same story since the beginning of time, since Waiting to Exhale and that one other movie. I can never remember the name of that movie. But y'all been telling the same story from the beginning of time. Find another script now, no? Tell a different story now. But let us continue. Let her finish.
All day. It's our 14th wedding anniversary. I've been here at home all day. I called him even earlier today to let him know about the painters arriving. And even then, his response to me was, "What?" This is my life. This is my life. This is what it's always been between us for 14 years.
If this is what it's always been between y'all, why are you still there? It's clearly not as bad. After 14 years, if this is how it's always been, why are you still there, ma'am? So you go pick up a trash man. Like, let's explain in her story. You go pick up a trash man who don't care about you, who answer the phone who will not celebrate your 14th year anniversary. You go pick him up. You still in the relationship. And we supposed to feel sorry for you? And this is why they say black women are agents of white supremacy, because they come on to tell their stories, to tell their heartbreaking stories. Oh, this man treat me poorly. Oh, this man do me like trash. Oh, this man ain't no good. Poor me, poor me, poor me. So people can feel sorry for them and say, oh, black men are this, black men are trash. Not even just black men, right? But we're in the black community, so we're going to keep it as black. Black men are trash, black men are this, black men are that. And then now, come to think of it, come to look at it, nobody not asking her mom, so why you still there? Why you sit down there? And then to add insult to injury, why you coming on TikTok with this problem? You don't think if this man is this horrible, you don't think if he was supposed to see this video, it's going to be even worse for you, ma'am? Use your common sense. But this is how they want to trick us because they're hoping that we don't think logically. They're hoping that we don't ask certain questions. That's why when we ask certain questions, we become a pick me. That's why when we try to see things from a different perspective or try to sit down and say, but wait, that don't really make no sense. We become a pick me. They try to shame us and say, don't ask the question, just take our word for it. Just take what we're saying about black men.
Man, this is some bullshit.
She soon finish.
Last year was a tumultuous year for us, and all I've asked since then is marriage counseling, and to this day, a year later, nothing.
So why you still there?
Which tells me I should leave. Clearly. This is my life.
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anybody who comes on social media with their problem is the red flag.
Red flag, you no know a red flag when you no see it.
But we have this need of wanting to always blame men. The women are always the victim. It's always the woman we're supposed to protect. Believe all women, but there's holes in this situation because after 14 years, you just now asking if this has been happening for 14 years, like she mentioned, you just now been asking for marriage counseling. Why it take you so long for us for marriage counseling is this if this has been such an issue? And why you posting this video on social media if this man is just so horrible? When he sees it, not gonna be worse for you. But as I said, they need to paint men as this horrible person. It reminds me of when they say, oh, men in the 40s and 50s were abusive. All the men in the 40s and 50s were so abusive. That's why our grandmothers had to stay, and this is why that. And it's like, where's the evidence of that story? And if you say something, I remember once calling out a content creator on that talking point. If you say something to challenge that talking point, then they call you a pick me. They try to move the goalpost. They try to change the topic of the conversation when it's like, no, show us the evidence of that because that is the narrative that feminism wants us to believe.
Feminists, lies.
And if you decide, say, you know what, I'm not going to believe that narrative. I'm going to take telling from my man. I'm going to be submissive and build with my man. You are a pick me. You are a yamed. You are seeking male gaze. And you are seeking validation from men. When it's like, no, I'm just thinking critically. I'm just using my common sense.
Use your common sense.
But yeah, here's one of the Ida who believed her story without thinking logically.
Being married for 14 years, and on your 14th year anniversary, your husband just doesn't acknowledge the day at all. He goes about his day completely as if nothing happened and doesn't even acknowledge your presence. Well, that's the story of this older married woman who decided to bring her story to TikTok and let us all know that for 14 years she hasn't been treated right. But on this 14th year anniversary, it just got too damn bad. She stated that he never really treated her right the entire 14 years that they were together, yet still, it just got too damn bad on this year. She said she's tried everything. Marriage counseling, talking to him.
She never said she tried marriage counseling.
Getting their family involved. Nothing seems
Pause.
to work.
When this lady tell that in the story? When did this lady, did y'all hear that? I did not hear that part of the story. I must have been dozed off. Let's continue.
She stated that when she called this man to tell him that the painters were arriving to their house, he picked up the phone and said, "What?" Now it's just gotten so much worse because she stated that he fell into a major lump sum of money and she doesn't know what he's out here doing. Now let me give you the big doll insight because, honey, I blame her because there's no way in hell that you should stay in a marriage for 14 years with a man who never really treated you right from the beginning, and then to get on this platform and say that on this 14th year he just went from bad to hella worse because now he's fallen to this major lump sum of money and he hasn't been treating you right pretty much ever, but now he's just treating you way worse because of this money. And I can tell you right now, honey, there is usually some sugar baby benefiting off of that money. If not that, he's just spending the money doing the things that he wants to do. Either way, he is not including you. Now, just for context, this woman was a black woman, probably 50-something years old, older, tired, wore out looking. Definitely, this relationship has taken a toll on her. But nonetheless, this woman comes from an era where women decided to stay in relationships because that's what good women do. Whether they were treated right or not, they just would never leave their husband's side, because what woman leaves a man's side who treats them bad? To be honest, she needs to gather what little bit of dignity she has left and self-esteem and just go ahead and get her step and leave that relationship before he decides to leave you. Either way, somebody's getting left. And if nobody's getting left, that means that you are going to put up with his mess and he will continue to do what he's going to do because he has no fear of losing you, because you've already shown that you will stay for 14 years of abuse. Nothing happened.
And this is why I say Black women are agents of white supremacy. Hear how she dramatized the story. Hear how she talked about how she tried everything. She tried marriage counseling. The lady said in the last year it got bad and she wanted to try marriage counseling. This TikToker is going to make it seem like the lady was trying marriage counseling from the beginning. And this is why I say they tell these stories to create an image about Black men, to create an image about men in general, that they're evil, never trust them, and that is how you divide the family and destroy the community. Remove the man from the household and you will be able to control the household. I wish more Black women would open their eyes and realize that that feminism stuff was not for us.
No.
They feel so empowered when they come on and share these stories, because this is a narrative they've been hearing for years and years. As I said, Tyler Perry been telling this story from the beginning of time, y'all. The Oprah Winfrey of the world been sharing these kind of narrative from the beginning of time. And this is what Black women, Black girls are used to hearing. So of course they're going to jump and believe this narrative without saying, wait, but does this make sense? Wait, somebody who will take this issue to TikTok, they are the problem. Because why you putting your marital issues out on TikTok? But you know what? They only realize when it's one way. Because if a man was supposed to come on TikTok and talk about his wife and talk about their problem, a bunch of them would have been saying a lot of things aren't meant for the internet. Y'all need to keep y'all personal life private, keep your private life private, whatever. But when it's a woman sharing her horror stories, sharing her war stories, y'all can rally behind her and say, yes, sis, yes, thank you so much for sharing. She's helping, she's making sure that somebody else doesn't go through this. Yeah. But y'all, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I personally, I'm just sick and tired of this BS. Like, y'all need to get it together. It breaks my heart for the young girls who are easily influenced, and women, older women are easily influenced too. But it breaks my heart for them because they don't have a man in the household. Their mama couldn't keep a man. Their granny couldn't keep a man. Their great grandmother couldn't keep a man. So they don't see a representation of a man, a masculine man in the household. They come on TikTok and then they see these kind of representation. They see these things. They hear these stories. And then they believe, okay, yeah, this is how it is. You realize that Black women, we want all the praise, none of the criticism. Meanwhile, we should give Black men all the criticism, none of the praise. If you do praise a Black man for any little thing, you are pick me. What the future of our community gonna look like? It's gonna be run with a bunch of simps. A bunch of simps. And the worst part is these women don't really be wanting these simps. Simp. But y'all, go check out this video. This 45-year-old woman getting her identity from TikTok.
The ghetto.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.